Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You that you and me that me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean? Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation.
Lucio Alcoser is one of Belize's most recognized musicians. He has performed at home and abroad. Lucio shared his musical journey with our Belize Watch team. We will have that discussion after we hear from our partners.
The National Gas Company, fueling Belize forward. The National Gas Company makes sure that you not only have a guaranteed supply of gas for every household need, but also that it is of the highest quality at all times. Shell Belize has been fueling Belize for many, many years, and they have done that reliably and with a lot of dependability. Dibari stores in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Orange Walk, and San Pedro, offering you much more for much less. Dibari.
Let's be real. Forget the propaganda. Forget the hype. Forget the gimmicks. When it comes to butane, only two things really matter: the value you get and how long you can stretch your dollar. That's it. Butane is my business. It's how I feed my family. It's how I send my kids to school. What matters to you matters to me. With NGC, the quality of the butane is better. In fact, customers say tanks last as much as 2 weeks longer. And the cost, it's one cost period, whether you pick it up in the north, south, or by Belmopan. One supplier, one cost, no games. This lets me compete on a fair basis, and I can then pass on better prices to you, my customers. It's as simple as that. I am Stephen Bissett, and I deliver butane in the Belize district. NGC has been good for us in Belize. We welcome the transparency, we welcome the better product, and we welcome the fairness that now prevails.
The National Gas Company Belize Limited, fueling Belize forward.
Shell V-Power with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You that you and me that me.
The song says, no wait till the man dead for tell her he good. No wait for the man dead for tell her he good. Now, I couldn't make a living off singing if I even tried. Thank goodness I've been able to make it off talking. But with me is a gentleman who has made his living off singing, playing, leading a band, doing so much, one of the iconic musical figures in Belize. And when I said, no wait till the man dead for tell I good, I'm talking with Lucio and Lucio Alcoser. And Lucio, you are the man that composed a song, no wait till the man dead for tell I good. Let's start there.
Thank you, Rene. Thank you for your visit. Thanks for inviting me, the mighty Love FM. And No Wait for the Man Dead occurred to me in the 1980s. And then because basically I heard when George Price, remember when he lost the elections with
December 84.
Yeah, he lost the elections with Mr. Eichmann. But before the election, they used to have a slang, all prices are going up except George Price. So I said, no man, that not correct. You could use any kind of campaign slang, but that's not correct, because Mr. Price is a person that has never showed no kind of envy. The man was a genuine person. So I didn't appreciate that commercial. So then it came into my mind, you wait for the man that will tell me good. Because when he died, I'm pretty sure everyone will admire the man and bury him with honor. So I wrote that song.
Okay, so that's inspiration for that song. Now wait till Mr. Price said for Tell Her You Good.
Right.
Tell her know that he could hear it
That's right.
and appreciate that you're that you're not waiting till you're dead.
That's right. And I wrote it before Mr. Price died. I gave it to him in his hand, right at the Banquita's House of Culture in Orange Walk.
What was his reaction?
Oh, he was very happy that I have written a song for him, right, in his honor.
Okay.
So I feel good because, and that song it's a message which is, I would presume or assume, it's standard.
Universal message,
Universal,
you know.
right.
Don't wait till somebody dies to say, oh, how good he was and what have you. Give them the accolades while they are still alive and can appreciate it. That's what you're saying in that song, right?
That's right. That's right. So
and that leads me to why I'm here. I need to recognize you and thank you for the contribution you have made to the music industry in Belize, because you have been a musician for many, many years. But not many people know your life, Lucio. Not many of us know who is Lucio, who had Lucio and the New Generation, who came up with 3 LPs in a time when it was difficult to record. Not like now that you could just pick up your phone and record. Those days, for us to record something, we had to have 8, 9, 10, 15 microphones to do a simple recording.
That's right.
If we are going to do it good. So we need to go back. Let's go back. How about going back? Let's go back and go back to Lucio, young Lucio Alcoser. Where were you born? And let's start there.
Okay, I was born in a small village in Orange Walk District, San Roman, Rio Hondo. As a child, I recall my grandmother used to play on organ in the church.
Oh, yeah?
In the church, they had a choir. I used to stand right beside her, and she had to pump the organ because it was an air organ.
They pump organ,
Yeah. So and then her brothers made the band, La Banda Los Canules.
Canules?
They played for the fiestas. And
That was in honor of Marcos Canul? Or?
they're a family.
Or the Canul, that was the...
My grandmother is Canul.
Oh, okay.
She's Alcoser because of my grandpa.
All right.
But she's Canul.
Okay.
So her brothers made the band. They had a band in San Roman. Whenever somebody dies, they bury the person with the music. When they have the fiestas, they play. So I think that's where I got my musical genes. But when I was a small boy, I wanted to be a mariachi because my father was very influenced in mariachi to me. Nevertheless, when I went to St. John's College in Belize City, my taste changed completely.
What led to that change?
Because the music in Belize City, was Caribbean, reggae, American music.
Yes,
So
far different from the mariachi music.
yeah. So at that time we hear Byron Lee with Keith Lean and all and good, and I got to love those songs, right? So that's where I changed my music. And when I graduated from St. John's College, I came back home to Orange Walk and I made my first band, Teenagers.
Teenagers. Now, who were some of the members of the Teenagers and where did you all play?
Teenagers, I started to train them. Fred Ayuso.
I know Fred very well.
He died already.
Passed, yeah.
He passed away. Peter Flowers on the drums, my little brother, Eucario Johnny Alcoser, myself on the guitar, and I had Eustace Westby. So we had a small, very good group, Teenagers.
And what was the public reaction towards the group Teenagers, and what were some of the other groups that were around at the same time competing? I wouldn't say competing, but complimenting you guys.
Right. At that time, we mostly concentrated on kind of rock music because we were young, right?
Okay.
So we had very good reviews in Orange Walk and everywhere. I remember we went to play with Said Musa and Schumann when they just came back from studies in Belize City. We played in many activities, right? Teenagers didn't last too long because we were playing at a bar restaurant in Orange Walk in Ocho Benque. when a group of about 10 men walked in. So whenever the set was finished, the one man came to me. He said, "You're the leader of the band," in Spanish, right? I tell him, yes. He said, "What the band name?" I tell him, "Teenagers." He said, "I like how you all play." I tell him, "But who are you?" He said, "I'm Benny, from Benny y su grupo."
Oh, yeah, it was a popular group at that time from Merida,
Right.
Yucatan. Benny y su grupo.
Yes, I knew I was talking to a big international band, right?
Yeah.
And then I asked Benito, "Well, what you doing here?" He said, "We are coming from playing in the Benque Fiesta." So we conversed, and then he told me, "Would you like to join my band?" Surprisingly, I asked him, "You think I'm capable to play in your band?" He said, "What I've seen you doing, you could do it." He said, "All right, I want to give you $100, play or no play, weekly." At that time in Orange Walk, we used to get about $24 in BSI. The girls in the shop, $9. So I said, $100? He said, "All right, we don't argue. I'll give you a hotel and your food too." Well, let's
You got a better deal then.
better deal. So I spoke to my brother. He was one of my concerns, right? I told him, "Look at it, offer me a job in Mexico to play." He said, "By Lucio, take it," because I went as yes. I had planned already. So Fred Ayuso, he told me, "Well, I went with Cañeros." So I went to Mexico and I did 6 years playing there. We did recordings with Eli Combo. We traveled in Mexico City with Benny's group, from Mexico City down to Quintana Roo.
Yes, and those groups from Merida were very popular in those days. Los Aragon, Los Diners, Benny y su grupo, Eli y su combo. You know, all those were great groups that came out from in that.
I managed to play with both of them, Benny's grupo and Eli Combo.
Yeah.
And
Jesus Acosta was with Los Diners.
Jesus Acosta with Los Diners, and Bill Belize was with Los Siete Platinos.
Siete Platinos was another popular one.
Yes.
Right.
So three of us were in
Belize
Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah.
Right. So when I returned back after 6 years, I decided to make
Around what year was that when you returned?
I came back in 1977.
Okay, yeah.
And then I came back with the ambition of making Lucio and a new generation, making my band. Because I guess I had a lot of experience now.
Well, you had the trend set for you know, Benny su grupo,
Right.
Eli su combo,
Right.
and Lucio and his new generation.
Right. So I made my band. I made the band. I trained my brothers, you know, to play music. I started with a fresh set of musicians. I did not take any musician that already were playing. I started my own because that's the only best. I think that's the best way you can get ahead.
So, what was one of the challenges in starting your band? Because you know, in starting everything, you know, you got challenges. What were some of those challenges and how you overcome them?
Well, money. Money to purchase insurance. So fortunately, I was able to get loans at the bank, and I borrowed some money, and I went to the U.S. and I bought some insurance. I brought them here, and because I saw, and the banker saw that potential was there. So that's 1977. The band came out. We started to play. We went to Belize City. My first presentation, I went to play in front of Brody's. You know Brody's, the sidewalk?
I have no doubt I was around there.
Yeah. In front there were trees at the park.
Yes.
So we went a Saturday morning and I asked Mr. Musa, I don't recall his name, Billy Busa, he said, "If you can supply me with current." He said, "Yes, man." So we set up right on the sidewalk and we started to play Saturday morning. We see people all on the trees. And they watch me. When the sergeant came, he said, "Where they go on here? What happened? Look at you this band have this traffic block up." And he came to me. He said, "You are the leader of the band?" "Yes, sir." "How long you plan to play?" Very courteous, you see. I tell him, "Sir, if you allow me until midday." Okay. And then he got the police to move the traffic, right? So that was my first presentation in Belize City. That's Lucio and the new generation.
But you came with that style of Santana guitar playing. Where did you pick up that Santana guitar playing?
From when I was in Charumal, I mean, with Benny y su grupo, Santana was out, playing already, and I loved his style of music, clean guitar, and that's from then I have started with that type, and up to now, that's my style.
That's your style. So
Right.
You kept that style throughout, that Santana
right.
style throughout. So basically, your guitar playing was influenced by Carlos Santana.
Right. Actually, when people listen to my recording, they say, that's Santana. Because that's my style. You see?
Yeah, that's your style.
Right.
But you did a lot of local tunes as well. Now, okay, so we are at the park in Belize City now. After the park in Belize City, and you had this excitement of where you want people wanting, the police wanting to move you and what have you. What next happened?
Well, we had offers in Belize City. We started to play. We started to play in Orange Walk, Corozal. Because I started to promote the band. I take the band to Corozal and we play there in Orange Walk at the front of or beside the Tropical Theater. We played. We have to give the exposure so people know. So the band started to play. Then we went to Cayo. And in 1979, we were playing at Blue Angels Band, Blue Angels Club in Cayo. When a guy came, he said, look here, I represent Fonica Records in Guatemala City.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Fonica, yeah.
And then I came because I was told that your band will perform here, and I wanted to listen to your band. And I love the way you play. Would you like to record in Guatemala City? Definitely. Yes. And then he gave me all the specifics. And I traveled to Guatemala and we signed a contract with Fonica Records. That time they paid all my expenses, to and fro, airplane, hotel, food.
With the whole band?
For the whole band.
Yeah.
And then when we recorded, they gave us 1,000 quetzal, which was $1,000 because at that time it was 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So, and then the contract stated that I will get 5% of regalias and royalties. So every 3 months I go and I get my royalties. Every 3 months. So I did that recording in Guatemala City.
What was that recording again, Lucio? Remind me.
That's Rice and Beans.
Rice and Beans, you're right. Rice and Beans. I think you came and you did it on another LP here, if I'm not mistaken. You did it on an LP, you did it subsequently.
It's right there in Guatemala. That's it right there.
Which one is the Guatemala?
That one there. It's Fonica.
You're right. I remember this LP now, yeah.
Right.
This is the Fonica LP.
Fonica.
Yes, I remember this LP very well when it came out. You guys were very young here. Here's a very young Lucio. You were how old again?
Well, at that time, we were 26. 25, 26. No.
And Zeta Outer Parts sponsored the LP.
Right.
And the songs on this LP was Chocolate, La Vispa, Practice What You Preach, Orange Walk, Limonero. All these are original. Hurricane Fifi, Rosalia, Santana, Bossa Nova Santana. What's that? Rastaman, is there? Rastaman and Iname Prime and Rice and Beans. Right. Those were the 12 songs on this first LP made by Fonica in Guatemala. And most of these were hits because Chocolate was...
Yes.
Chocolate.
Abispa. I wrote the words in Abispa because Abispa was a kind of French word, right?
Yeah,
and I wrote it in Spanish.
It's Muy Medeba.
Right.
That's the name of the song. Muy Medeba.
Yeah.
And in Spanish, they call it La Vispa.
Yeah, when I wrote it in Spanish, the whole world recorded it.
Avispa. Me llaman la avispa y yo no sé.
Yeah, this actually became very popular. It was followed by a lot of groups in Honduras and all over the place.
Yes.
I remember those days well. Practice What You Preach. The Monero, I know all these songs that I'm familiar with. I think I used to play this record on radio. I know I used to promote this on Radio Belize.
Yes.
As a young DJ on Radio Belize, I remember this very, 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 very well. You know, we're promoting Lucio and the New Generation on Radio Belize in those days. Those were the days.
We used to promote a lot too,
Seferino
Coleman
would promote a lot. I am sure, Lucio, I still have my copy of this LP at home. Okay. Right? I'm sure of that because I was going through some old LPs the other day and I'm sure you remember seeing that that LP. I have my copy of it still yet.
Right.
Right.
After we did this LP, Guatemala called me again. They wanted me to go and continue doing recordings, right? But at that time, Belize had expelled the Guatemalan embassies, and Guatemala had expelled the Belizean embassies.
That was after 1980.
Yeah, right. So there was no kind of so I was advised by an attorney here not to go, because if I would go, anything happened to us.
There's no representation.
And at that time, Gambusino Records from Mexico City was behind me. They wanted me to record. Because this record was spreading all about in Quintana Roo, Yucatan, so they got to hear it.
When we come back from this break, Lucio shares the inspiration for the song with which he won the National Song Competition.
The National Gas Company, fueling Belize forward. The National Gas Company makes sure that you not only have a guaranteed supply of gas for every household need, but also that it is of the highest quality at all times. Shell Belize has been fueling Belize for many, many years, and they have done that reliably and with a lot of dependability. Dibari stores in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Orange Walk, and San Pedro, offering you much more for much less. Dibari.
Let's be real. Forget the propaganda. Forget the hype. Forget the gimmicks. When it comes to butane, only two things really matter: the value you get and how long you can stretch your dollar. That's it. Butane is my business. It's how I feed my family. It's how I send my kids to school. What matters to you matters to me. With NGC, the quality of the butane is better. In fact, customers say tanks last as much as 2 weeks longer. And the cost, it's one cost period, whether you pick it up in the north, south, or by Belmopan. One supplier, one cost, no games. This lets me compete on a fair basis, and I can then pass on better prices to you, my customers. It's as simple as that. I am Stephen Bissett, and I deliver butane in the Belize district. NGC has been good for us in Belize. We welcome the transparency, we welcome the better product, and we welcome the fairness that now prevails.
The National Gas Company Belize Limited, fueling Belize forward.
Shell V-Power, with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You that you and me that me.
All right, Lucio, so what I want to get to is on that Gambusino record.
Right.
September 21st, Independence Day. You entered that song for the Independence Day song competition, and you won.
I won.
So tell us about the competition and how you won that.
Well, at that time, we got an advertisement. I saw an advertisement that there was a competition that singers or authors or bands in Belize had to write a song pertaining to the independence of Belize.
That's right.
And the rewards would have been $1,700 cash first prize.
Yes.
Other things, and then that song will be recognized as a national independence song of Belize.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I entered. I wrote my song, and I still remember that it was 2 nights at the Memorial Park. Instruments on the whole stage.
It was performed live.
Yeah, the stage was extended from all the width of the Memorial Park.
I was there.
Yeah, so so I I remember my brothers, because everybody did beautiful songs, right? I remember I said, boy, Lucio, when I win this 1.7, I want to buy one new mixer. Everybody had that ready home, was spending money. Yeah. So when I played, I performed, I started people reacted. I started people clap and make, and then at that time, people supported the events. I was on the stage, you could see all the way to the back.
As far as your eye could go, full of people, on the stage, all around, behind the stage, front of the stage.
All across the, up to the street, across there, you see people. So when we finished, I saw the people clap on the, well, I said maybe I did. All right, second night, the third night, I was at home and I was listening to, I think it's Radio Belize.
Yes, of course. Yes. This is Radio Belize.
Yeah. And then now we're going to announce the winners of the
Song competition.
The Battle of the Bands. It's a third prize goes to Glenwood and the Mediators.
I remember Glenn very well. You know, Glenn was a very good trumpet guy. I mean, the way how Glenn played that trumpet, he make that trumpet talk.
Excellent, man. Very good. Yeah. Second prize goes to Bamiki Bandula.
Yes, that was
and Dickie Strand.
Dickie Strand, Bamiki Bandula.
We communicate. We call.
You still talk to Dickie?
Yes, we call. We are brothers.
Dickie, I remember Dickie very well.
Yeah. So and now the first prize goes to Orange Wax, Lucio and a New Generation. Wow! I say, well, I got up from my horse and I went in the street because I feel
good.
Yeah. Then following day I went to collect my check and interviews, the radio, the same radio. So I feel like, I accomplished something with that song up to now.
Well, it's an iconic song because, September 21st is Independence Day. And it's really a simple song, Lucio.
Yeah.
Words, everyday words, and all Belizeans get up and shout Independence Day, Independence Day.
And what happened is that I included all the districts, you see. That was the...
And people from Orange Rocktown, Independence Day, chorus out, and you put in every district.
Every district, so that made more impact, you see. So...
and you immortalized it by recording it for...
Then I went to Gambosino. They came to me and said, Lucio, we're ready for you, man. We want to record. So
and then the second LP came out.
That's the second. We went to Mexico City.
Becca reach out and get it.
Yeah, that one there.
This one right, Chaso.
Right.
Becca reach out and get it. Right?
All those songs I wrote.
Yes, these, except El Lute.
Esa cara. Remember that one? Es un chamaco que se toma su medicina. Una mañana temprano yo salía, vi a una madre que a su niño le decía, toma esto y verás qué bien te hace. Y el niño puso el vaso en su boca, una cara que puso ese niño, que tuve que preguntar qué tomaba. Es un chamaco que se toma su medicina. Es un chamaco que se toma su medicina. Es un chamaco que se toma su medicina. Right? Then the next one, I'm comparing his face with a man that is drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Una mañana temprano yo salía, vi a un hombre que su amigo le decía, toma esto y verás qué bien te hace. Y el hombre puso el vaso en su boca. Una cara que puso ese hombre que tuve que preguntar qué tomaba. Es un borracho que se toma su traguito. Es un borracho que se toma su traguito. Yeah, traguito. That song in Mexico, that's a big hit. Yeah. Then September 21st.
September 21st, of course, is the second side.
Right.
Right? September 21st is Independence Day.
Independence
Day. Belizeans jump and shout Independence Day. Do that one then.
September 21st.
Independence Day, Independence Day. We Belizeans join hands on Independence Day, Independence Day. Every Belizean unites on
Independence Day, Independence Day. Then
¿por qué?
¿Por qué? That's I'm pretty sure you heard about the accident that happened at Santiago Castillo Stadium when a truck turned over and I think about 5 persons died, right?
Yes,
that's the song I'm relating to those. Like one of my friends died there, right? Why it happened? Then the next one is
Lute is a Bonnie M
Lute,
song. It's a Bonnie M song.
Yeah.
Lute is a Bonnie M song.
Then Toucan.
Toucan, of course, that's our bird, a national
A
bird.
national bird.
Then Satisfaction.
Satisfaction, that reggae.
Yeah, that's from
Paloma Ingrata. So
Jamaica.
we did that in Mexico City.
Paloma Ingrata. Donde quieras que vayas te seguiré.
Yeah.
Quieres que tú vayas ahí, yo
Siempre
estaré.
estaré. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those songs very well, Lucio.
So
We used to play them on radio.
we continue. I have never, what happened when I started music, I have never stopped. I'm continuously learning more. And in 1985, I went to Mexico City again.
Again, and you did
No wait for the man dead.
Belize, yeah. Let me get the set you want, get it. So this was recorded. What year you said again?
Pardon?
This was in
85.
1985. This
Right.
is after Queen Elizabeth visited Belize.
Yeah, I wrote her song.
Yes, it's on that.
Yes, you
It's
see.
on this. A song to the Queen.
No wait for the man dead. The Queen in Belize.
Queen in Belize, yeah.
You see? Then Chetumala and me. What happened?
What's it man you?
Because actually I went to Mexico and when I went there to record, and immigration took my three musicians, took them aside, one documentos. But I was with them, but they didn't pull me over. But they were documented properly, right? So they came back. We went in a restaurant, so I asked a lady, Señora, ¿usted cree que yo paso como mexicano? ¿Qué cosa? ¿Usted cree que yo puedo pasar como mexicano? Oh, sí, pero no hable. So by talking, they know that
You're a Belizean and not a Mexican. Yeah.
So I wrote that song, Chetumal y yo.
Chetumal,
Sí,
sí.
pero no hable. Sí, pero no hable. Yeah. Then Lucy is an instrumental. Miss Belize.
Yeah, Miss Belize.
I wrote that.
Belize pageant, Miss Belize pageant, no?
Any pageant that was appropriate for them.
Yes.
You see.
And the Queen in Belize, because I think with the Queen in Belize, she came in 1985,
Right.
right? And she spent about 3 or 4 days, 3 days I think it was in Belize, 3 days
Right.
in Belize, and that you recall your experiences with her. I have a lot of experiences there with
Right.
this visit because during this visit I served as media coordinator for the royal visit. So I coordinated the whole
Right.
media for the visit of Queen Elizabeth II
Right.
in 1985. But it's not about me, it's about your experiences. Now let me hear your experience with the royal visit in 1985.
With the visit of the Queen.
That led to you writing the song.
Yeah, I wrote the song, and then.
But based on what? On what experience you had that?
Pardon?
What experience you had that led to you writing the song?
Well, we know I have high respect for the Queen and for England, right? So I had to write a song welcoming her into Belize. That's the main idea.
It was a welcome song.
Yeah, welcome song, you see.
Then Margaret, obviously, on side A is a Sparrow song. But-
I did it in Spanish.
Yeah, Margarita. Yeah,
That made a difference.
big time. Then No Wait Till You're Dead to tell her be good.
No, wait.
That's the popular one.
No, wait till he dead. Oh, for tell him good.
Que muera para decirle que
It's
es
bueno. Right.
Right? No Wait Till the Man Dead for tell her good. No, that was inspired by
Pardon?
George Price, you said. That's
Yes,
how we
yes.
started our show,
Yeah.
right?
And every time I go to a wake, you hear nothing negative about the guy that died. Everything is positive.
Yes.
So that influenced me along with FS and propaganda against him, right? So all of that came up. 'Cause when I go to wake, you hear only good things about that person, and I know that person. I knew that guy. He was like to steal. He was accused of killing. But when I went to the wake, long good things to hear about the guy.
Good thing,
Yeah. So and that's the way life is, no?
Yeah. And then you also wrote later on, but I think you have that on cassettes or something like that.
I did
And the song
cassettes.
to George Price, George Gale Price, and different and other songs that you wrote.
Yeah, I have-
What about the recording after these records?
Then I went to Chicago, went to study industrial engineering and music. Why I went to study music? Because I wanted to enhance my music abilities so that I can write correct songs, appropriate.
At that time, we were saying that you took the whole new generation band to Chicago. with you.
Right,
You
right.
did, right?
Yeah.
So that was the
So-
big thing. I remember I was talking about that on the radio, not with you, but
Right.
also as an announcer. I said, "Oh, Lucio went to Chicago, but he took the whole new generation band with him."
Now, in Chicago, there was they call it the Chicago's annual talent search from the park districts. I entered the competition where Lucia New Generation. First entrance, we came in third. I asked the judges, why we came in third? Because I want to know our weaknesses, right? He said, Lucio, the thing asks for 7 minutes, and you did 9 minutes.
That's all I feel.
And that brought me down.
Yeah, I figured you'd do that.
You see? So now, first, second, and third had to go to our next park from early parks, right? So I knew already. From there, I came at first.
Yes.
And then they selected 47 and went to the Daily Center, that are the mayor's, the city hall.
Yeah.
47 of us. And they selected 7 of us. And I came up again. Then the 7 went to participate at the Grand Park, at the Petrillo Shell. Only top of the line music people perform there. And right there, I came in first.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the CDs I'm going to give you with that I was on the television, newspapers, radios in Chicago. And that opened the doors for my sons and for myself. They got scholarships at universities, how you call it, to go and learn music at the park. So then that's why my sons are properly trained.
Yes.
Then we played for all big festivals. If you notice, we play beside La Banda Blanca.
Yes.
Same stage.
Yes. Part of your life, there still are, and your band, you know. Tell me about your sons. How are they doing?
We are still together, but just because of this COVID, we are unable to perform, right? But all of them, like the keyboardist, he is in Cayo. He bought the radio hits, OA Hits.
Oh yeah, okay.
100.7. That's his radio TV.
Okay.
So we are still in the industry of entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah, I am on this Fiesta FM, and I have a program on radio, Cayo too, on hits. So we
Still entertaining, Lucy.
yeah, we still can leave music.
You can't leave the music, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Then we went to perform in Los Angeles, New York, Wisconsin, Houston, Dallas. We travel all about in the U.S. Then I decided to come back home because in the U.S. I could have made a lot of money, but I don't know. I just like Belize more.
Yeah.
I wanted my sons to grow in their natural environment, in their country, in Belize.
Totally agree.
Right. So up to now, I asked them, you think I made a mistake for bringing you back? No, Pa. I said, we are satisfied. You see, so the band came back, and we were welcome here. Actually, Amanda said, Lucio is back. Yeah, so I feel myself appreciated. I feel like I have contributed positively in the music industry, and I continue. I have been awarded. You see all those trophies there?
Yeah, I wanted to show me them individually in a few.
Right. I've been awarded in Chicago, Mexico, in different countries. In Belize, I received, myself and Rod Raven, we received in the International Jazz Festival recognition for what we have contributed. Actually, what was stated there is that our music flows from generation to generation. For example, No Wait for the Man Dead, I did it in 85. Up to now, it's still
ringing out.
right. Lord Raven, Yobande, and up to now, it's still there. You see, so we write music that transcends from generation to generation. The Governor General gave me a Meritorious Award.
Meritorious Service Award.
You see? And this September, I was awarded again.
Wow.
And for, ironically, or without noticing, I have written songs that are appropriately for the September celebrations. I wrote our National Independence Song of Belize, and I wrote George Cadle Price, and that's when he died,
Uh-huh.
right? On the, I think, 19th of September. So those are the two songs that I was awarded because I have contributed towards our celebration. I was awarded by the National September Celebrations Committee.
Excellent. So you have done well. You have done us proud, Lucio, with your music and the contributions that you make. But you said when you went to the States, you went to study to be an engineer, right?
Right.
What happened to that engineering career?
Pardon?
What happened to that engineering career? Did you ever become that engineer?
Yeah, I was an engineer at BSI for 15 years.
Okay.
Actually, BSI sent me to study industrial pumps in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. I think I sent it. I will show you the certificate. Okay. Then under Beverly Smith, when she was in, it was not niche. It was, I think, the Belize, right? She sent me to. She got me a scholarship through the European Union to go and study cultural administration in Santo Domingo. So then I left BSI and I went to teach in high school because I wanted to have more time for my music. I went to teach in technical high school for 6 years. Then the government wanted to open a program for music at Louisiana Government School. But they wanted a trained teacher. Okay. So the principal, Ms. Quetzal, came to see me. They offered me the job, and I went. Okay. And then we made from when I was there, every year we win gold in the Festival of Arts. Okay. Excellent. We end up having a symphony. I had about 12 girls playing violins, viola. But I could teach violins. Oh, yeah. I could teach that. I could teach any instrument. Wow. And then with horns, keyboard, guitar, bass, drums, everything we had.
Let's look at some of these things that you're talking about so we can get to understand. Okay, Lucio, so we have moved away from where we were standing just now. Right. And we have come to your wall here. Let's go through the pictures you were telling me about.
Okay, when I was offered the job at Louisiana Government School, we started out first with recorders, which is about the cheapest musical instruments, you see, recorders. Okay, yeah. Then the Wisconsin church, the Pelican church from Wisconsin, visited our school. And when they interviewed me, they noticed that I am a trained person. So they said, well, this is the school that we need to support because they have a teacher that is trained. And they sent us about $12,000 worth of violins and keyboards and saxophones and so on. Then we started to include the horns. Okay. So that's me and my students. Okay. With a recorder. That's a Holy Redeemer in Belize City. And then you have them with the classes up there. Then we went into the violins. You see? This is the way we were performing at the Bliss. So all the parents were very supportive. The boys and the girls were very talented and dedicated. So we had a symphony. See? This is in Belize City. You see? Then we got the invitations to perform everywhere in Belize. We end up performing at the zoo. Wow. And we were invited there. So
see the great Pen Cayetano here, Mr. Peters, Lord Raymond, and the Palacio.
Well, when I was teaching in Louisiana, actually this was one of my things that I had at my office at the school. I had to make the students aware that we have a variety of artists and we have to recognize them, right? So we have Lord Raymond, Mr. Peters, and the Palacio, and we have everybody contributes.
Yeah. Then over here, we look over here.
Right.
This is your early career that you were talking about, right?
Yeah, that's when
Mexico City, Gambusino.
That is when I was interviewed by Mexico City Gambusino Records. That's I was interviewed in KPFK, Los Angeles, California.
Yes, I'm familiar with KPFK. I've been there.
You see that DJ Southman, yes. And that is DJ Waya West, right? You see, that's me. That is Mauro and the Prophets.
Yes.
That's when I just started.
Uh-huh.
That's a little before teenagers.
Yes.
Then that's me in Mexico City with Benny y su grupo. These are my sons. Actually, we did a recording in Chicago with Sam's Records, which you can see right here. See that one there?
Yeah, that one is not good.
We paraded. Look at this. We are on a trailer here. See? We are on a trailer parading in Orange Walk. See? With violins and trumpets and saxophones. So Orange Walk had the participation of our music group every year. Yeah, this is the family, the boys performing. I mean, this is when we were recording at this guy's studio. So,
because I remember the children playing along with you from a young age.
from a young age, you started.
Yes.
If you notice, the Carlitos, he was 5 years when he started.
Yes.
I started training them, teaching the theory and the practical of music. 'Cause that's the only way you can progress, right? Apparently they were talented not because I am a music man, they would have that talent, right? 'Cause I know a father, he is very talented musically, but none of his sons like the music. So, but I was fortunate that all my sons they love music, and they learned. That's where you learn more.
That's for sure.
Lucius speaks of the many awards he has received over the years after this break.
The National Gas Company, fueling Belize forward. The National Gas Company makes sure that you not only have a guaranteed supply of gas for every household need, but also that it is of the highest quality at all times. Shell Belize has been fueling Belize for many, many years, and they have done that reliably and with a lot of dependability. DeBarry stores in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Orange Walk, and San Pedro, offering you much more for much less. DeBarry.
Let's be real. Forget the propaganda. Forget the hype. Forget the gimmicks. When it comes to butane, only two things really matter. The value you get and how long you can stretch your dollar. That's it. Butane is my business. It's how I feed my family. It's how I send my kids to school. What matters to you matters to me. With NGC, the quality of the butane is better. In fact, customers say tanks last as much as 2 weeks longer. And the cost, it's one cost period, whether you pick it up in the north, south, or by Belmopan. One supplier, one cost, no games. This lets me compete on a fair basis, and I can then pass on better prices to you, my customers. It's as simple as that. I am Stephen Bissett, and I deliver butane in the Belize district. NGC has been good for us in Belize. We welcome the transparency, we welcome the better product, and we welcome the fairness that now prevails.
The National Gas Company Belize Limited, fueling Belize forward.
Shell V-Power, with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You that you and me that me.
Lucio, I noticed when I saw you playing throughout the years, especially as a family, that your wife was very much a part of your band. Maybe you could speak to her role in all this development.
She was very supportive about the music. But when we were in Chicago and my sons were learning, she said, "But I want to learn too. I want to be part of the band too.
Okay.
So we got her to play the bass, and she developed very good skills. She had apparently she had the musical genes, and she learned and she played the bass along with us in all the big concerts in Chicago, in LA, and New York. She was the bass player, because Carlito was a small baby yet, and that's one of our recordings there with she.
All right, Lucio, so we have the awards on your shelf over here.
Right. I have been awarded in many, many different places. For example, this was one of the newest ones that I received. This one here.
On the Palacio Prize.
Right. It was by the September National Committee, right? And they gave me a monetary reward also.
Okay.
We have to recognize and thank them, right? Then that one where the angel is, that's what I got in the Palace Theater, Seferino.
Oh, that's a long time.
A long time, but I still have it there. See?
Yes, that's a long time.
The next big one was given to me when I was awarded lifetime award from the, what do you call it, the old and the musicians of the past and present musicians of Belize. That's under Tony Wright and his committee, right? I would thank Tony, very talented friend.
Yes,
and
he's a good artist as well. Yeah.
Very good, and he respects everybody.
Yes, that's for sure.
Yes. Then everywhere you notice I have different. This was one that I was awarded by the International Jazz Festival. That one. So
you were awarded that by the National Jazz Festival, you saying?
Right. And everyone has it's for each event, for each trophy there's an event that I was awarded for.
Okay.
For example, notice this was in Chicago. This was another one that I got in Belize. So I have awards from Mexico, from the United States. You know, one guy he made a machete, and he gave it to me. This guy from Orange Walk.
Oh yeah, those machetes.
Yeah.
Those machetes.
A Hindu guy. He saw us playing in Belize City. He went to the States. When he came back, he brought me a bass, a saxophone, and a guitar.
Okay.
He says, for recognizing the people, right? The musicians, right? So
And then Belize gave you the Meritorious Service Award.
Right. I have received the Meritorious Award, and I have been a Justice of the Peace also.
Okay.
So
you have lived a life of not only enjoying the music that you love, but
That's
serving
right.
your community as well.
That's right.
Through music.
Music. I have, from when I started music, I've never stopped. I continue up to now. Right now, I'm doing trying to release a song. Well, not song. 10 songs. But one of the songs is that I want to recognize Jesus Acosta.
Okay.
Because Jesus was a very good contributor, excellent contributor in music. Nevertheless, we don't hear about it. He's not being recognized. Yeah. So we have to do something. Yeah. I went to speak to the Belize, to the people there. I tell them we need Jesus' picture up there.
Jesus was key. You also need pictures like Glenn Wood.
He was a very good saxophonist.
Yes, Jesus was an excellent saxophonist, perhaps the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I always remember the piece he played in La Hiedra. That Los Dinners, yeah.
Yes.
And that piece, that saxophone blowing was famous throughout the whole of Central America.
Yes. Right? I always talk about Jesus everywhere because we have to recognize that man, you see. Actually, when he came to Belize, remember you told me, I recall he was at my house when I called you, and you tell me, tell Jesus, get on taxi, come, I want to pay taxi, I want to pay food, pay hotel. Remember you told me you wanted, because you wanted Jesus to go and have an interview with you.
Yes.
I tell Jesus, man, Rene recognized, but I Lucio, nobody know me in Belize. I tell him, I know my Jesus, you got the wrong concept.
When he come back from States,
Yeah, when he came from States, he stayed about 2 weeks in Orange Walk.
Yeah, but I knew all his music and everything. So.
And he go to my house every day. Actually, I have photos that I think I sent to you.
Yeah.
You see, with Jesus and me. But You see what happened to Jesus? I think because he was away for so long, when he came, he thought that nobody.
Remember,
Remember,
but Love Him kept his memory alive.
Nevertheless,
we still play his music.
radios kept him alive.
Yeah, we still play his music.
Yes, up to now, you see.
He was tremendous.
Yeah, so that's one of my songs that I'm doing a solo that Jesus did in La Bispa. That's what I'm doing, and then my own words and arrangements.
I can remember when I started promoting local bands consciously on Radio Belize. I was maybe about 25 or so years old,
Right.
maybe a bit younger than that, when we didn't have the proper equipment and we had to adapt equipment in Studio One, and that's where I started promoting Los Cañeros, Jesus Acosta and the Professionals, Glenn Wood and the Telegrams, yes, and the Harmonettes, and other, I can't remember all the names, but there were several names that, and I would, as much as possible, substitute the foreign recording with the recording that the local artist did.
Right, very good. Yeah.
While I was on there.
I remember
those days when I did Impactos Musicales.
Right. I remember when I visited La Ceiba, Honduras.
Yes.
He said, because you see, Fonica spread my records all in Central America. So when I went to La Ceiba, Radio El Patio, Radio Costa. Yes, they intervened and I said, pero aquí se escucha René Villanueva, Sefraino Coleman, because they used to listen to Radio Belize there. Actually, they used to use the bolero as the winning number in Belize for the number, you see.
I was always amazed at the listenership Radio Belize had in La Ceiba, Puerto Cortes, Stella, and the whole north coast of Honduras, leading all the way to Nicaragua, and perhaps as far as Costa Rica. Yeah,
I was interviewed on all those radios there, and actually I went to see a football game. The guys from the radio took me to, that's when I saw Vida and Matawa.
Equipo Deportivo Vida y el Motagua.
Man, I was amazed on the level of football the guys play. Yeah. You see? So I've been there. I've been in Guatemala. I recorded in Guatemala, so we played in many different occasions there. But Honduras, I recall I went to eat la balada. No. Baleada. You see, the typical food, right?
Yes. No. So Lucio, if looking back at your life, what would be the most outstanding memory that would come to you right away? Like I said, okay, and it comes to you right away. What would be that?
Well, that I feel my esteem is high because I have invested positively in the music industry. In Belize, we don't make money, music, not no money, but once I have a job, right now I have a pension, so I'm fortunate. But once I had a job, and I've been working all my life, I feel good. And with the music that I put, anywhere I go, my son said, Papa, how do I know you in San Pedro when we go and perform in Stockholm? Because of my songs that I have written. If they don't know me physically, they have heard my name. You see, so, and I thank you all, I thank all the radios and TVs for, because we wrote the publicity. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have done well, Lucio, and I'm sure, is there anything you want to tell me that we never talk about?
Well, recently I invested on my new instruments.
So you say you invested in new musical instruments, Lucio?
You have to, because as time goes, the instruments start to wear out, and so you notice I have retired 3 saxophones here. Look at it here.
Yeah.
Right? I've retired some guitars. But then I bought my new guitar. Now this one is a special guitar. It has the Fernandez technology. That's what Santana uses.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So this one makes it sustain the song. And then the next one uppers an octave, the pitch. You see, so, and then I bought a tenor saxophone.
You play the saxophone, right?
Yeah, I play the saxophone and guitar.
You play the saxophone.
Both, I play saxophone and guitar. Those are my strengths. People usually go to, when we perform, they say, well, Lucio, I can hear you on the sax. Or some say I can hear you with the Santana with the guitar. So I had to invest, and so when I perform, I have good instruments, right?
Lucio, I want to thank you so much for talking with me today, right? But what's next for Lucio and the new generation?
Well, I'm still, once I enjoy my health, which I'm enjoying good health,
I
fortunately.
can see that.
So
You were treated well during COVID, right?
definitely, I will keep home. And then
you kept home. How did COVID handle you?
well, I keep away. I mostly stay home, right? So because I know COVID, I have had my 3 injections already.
So have I.
Yes, because I believe in that. But then right now I have a studio, and then I'm preparing another 10 songs, because you can't just sit idle once. My mind is still creative, and I have to produce it through recordings, right? And I thank you, Rene, for inviting me for this big occasion, for this event that you're promoting. I thank you, and I have to thank all my brothers and sisters who are musicians, because we always share ideas. We always talk about our ambitions, how we can improve. So I have to thank Bamiki Bandula. I am always in contact with him. In Los Angeles, a lot of artists communicate with me all around. Junie Crawford and Henry Leslie, the one that did Yellowbird. Actually, my daughter did Yellowbird recently, and he commented, he said, I recorded that in Phonica Records with Lord Raymond.
Yes.
Yes. So we have to recognize those guys. They have contributed.
And that song, Yellowbird, by Phonica, was recorded by Junie Crawford and Rayban. That was popular throughout the whole of Central America.
Right.
The whole
Beautiful
Latin
song.
America.
Right. So my daughter plays it now. So so I give you thanks, and give thanks to the people that have supported Lucio and the new generation. Because without the support, we don't have the courage or the encouragement to continue. But I have had that.
Like we say, Lucio, now we tell the man dead for telling he good. Thank you so much, Lucio, for talking with me and for receiving me here in your home.
Toba.
Yeah, you went to Breggin Tobago for true. How Breggin Tobago again?
How you go again? You see what happened? How I wrote Breggin Toba. A friend from the US came back. He said, Lucio, what the hell are you doing in Belize, man? You ought to be in the States.
That's a Breggin Tobago.
Tell him, what do you mean, man? He said, Belize too hot, man, too much dust. And the man, I have to hold him, man. I nearly want faint. So I said, oh, you call breaking. I thought I was in the States. I know the life there. So I wrote this song. He said, a friend came back from USA with a green card and credit card, saying he in a big time up there. Because everyone will come from the States in a big time. You know what I was going to write this song? Breggin Toba. Yes.
Very, very popular Belizean phrase.
Right.
You call like a Breggin Toba boy.
One lady from BTB called me. He said, Mr. Lucio, that song Breggin Toba, how is it that you wrote it? Because she heard it, right? And I explained to her. He said, man, that you nailed it on the head. You see? But they thought, apparently, she said, but beside that song, which next song have you written? I tell her, I wrote No Wait for the Man Dead. No, that you write that? I tell her, I wrote it. Mr. Alcoser, my apology. I always thought that song was written by somebody in the Caribbean. I tell her, no, I wrote it. You see? And then tell her I wrote the National Independence Song of Belize, September 21st. Well, she hear it every year, right? But you don't know that I write it. I wrote it. So I feel good on what I have accomplished musically. I have the respect of the people. I have the admiration for my other brothers in music. And together we have to produce music, because only Belize music can represent Belize musically.
That's right.
Right.
Totally agree, John. Thank you so much again, Lucio, for talking with me. All the best, all right?
Thank you, Rene.
Right.
Thank you, my brothers.
And if music be the food of love, like the man said, play on. Okay, so we say, thanks for choosing love. Belize Watch. Knowledge of the past, impacting the present, building the future.